Every week here on After Hours with John Phillips, we pick someone who deserves to be elevated to the level of our favorite rotten, evil, dastardly, scheming, underhanded villain, Francis J. Underwood, from the hit show House of Cards.
Everyone is fair game now. And the butchery begins.
Our winner today is an American prince, kind of like our own Scott Ott. The heir to a storied political dynasty who's wrapped himself in the banner of climate change alarmism and also wants laws to punish and imprison people who disagrees with him politically. Whoa. Speaking to Climate Depot about the Koch brothers, he said, quote, "I wish there were a law you could punish them with. They're enjoying making themselves billionaires by impoverishing the rest of us," end quote. In fact, our winner is so impoverished that he just bought a $5 million Malibu gated compound. If you want to donate soup, Tammy Bruce will collect them. He went on to say the Koch brothers should be enjoying 3 hots at a cot at The Hague with all the other war criminals. Our winner is also a former heroin addict, and according to the New York Post, a sex addict as well, avidly recording his various extramarital flings in his diary. His pen ran out of ink. 37 different women in 2001 alone, keeping the penicillin companies in business. Finally, and most creepily, he's an accredited master falconer, the sport of medieval kings. Yes, to lead us in environmentalist clothing, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is our Underwood Award winner today. Naturally, he isn't going to give up his fancy lifestyle to reduce his own carbon footprint. That's for the little people. Here he is, totally losing his cool when challenged on his hypocrisy by our own Michelle Fields.
You're letting these people, you're letting the Koch brothers run our country, subvert our democracy, corrupt our politicians, capture the agencies.
You could say the same thing about
capture the agencies that are protecting the rest of us from pollution and destroying local democracy on every level. And that's what you ought to be paying attention to, rather than asking trivial and inane questions about whether or not, what kind of car somebody drives or whether or not they use cell phones.
Look at that cool t-shirt. I know what Leo Terrell's getting for Christmas. Congratulations, RFK Jr., for living like a prince, yearning for the power to throw people you dislike in prison, and yet still successfully pretending to care about the planet. Let's get some reaction from our After Hours panel. Leo Terrell.
The 37 women was to keeping up with the Kennedys tradition, but the bottom line
I thought it was keeping up with Wilt Chamberlain.
But the bottom line is that you don't shoot the message just because the messenger has a lot of baggage.
Well, look, I was worried that Michelle was on an island with a Kennedy.
Yeah.
At least she didn't have to drive to it with him. You know, and when he talks about prison and laws, the Kennedy family made its money from prohibition. All right, so Joe Kennedy and that entire dynamic, that's how they first got wealthy. So I guess the notion of crime and participation and benefiting from laws is not necessarily so unusual for a Kennedy in this case.
Scott Ott.
You know, I've already started a hashtag campaign over at PJ Media's Tatler website called Lefty Hands Off Michelle Fields. Because not only did Robert Kennedy grab her microphone and grab her hand like that, but Bernie Sanders, the senator from Vermont, actually grabbed her on the shoulder, and Leo DiCaprio's handler actually sort of threw a body block in front of her. I think women need to watch out for the environmental movement is dangerous for women.
There you go.
Got a little hot for them.
For much more on all the latest and worst in news and politics, be sure to tune in to After Hours with John Phillips right here on PJ TV.
Everyone is fair game now. And the butchery begins.